Do you reckon JK Rowling's going to sue us?
If you're a man and you want to dress like a woman and do the cha-cha slide, that's fine with me.
Master must go back to Hogwarts. Master must go to the Catholic Church.
If you're going to do it, mate, just be a bit more discreet about it.
I don't know why, but there's something so fucking dystopian about it. And you got somebody dressed up as mashed potato. You got...
This is a hill I'm willing to die on. You are not eating kangaroo bollocks unless you're forced into it.
Mate, if somebody handed me a plate of kangaroo balls right now, I'd gargle on them.
Gargle on them. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4. You have just been given 2 tickets to Midnight Giggles.
Welcome back to Midnight Giggles, the rise of Doodle. We are bringing you into a story today, a storyline of the rise of Doodles the cat.
You're about to hear a lot more about Fraser's upbringing and the harrowing stories that have led to why he is what he's like today.
This cat, Doodles, he's some say he's a myth, some say he's a legend. I say he's the cat that took a big old feces on my dad's motorbike in the year 2006.
He did a big old feces donation, didn't he?
He did, and we will gradually get into the story of Doodles. But how's your week been, mate?
My week's been pretty stressful.
I know, mate. The story of Doodles is pretty stressful.
It's like, I remember you telling me that, and I haven't slept since. And it's been at least fucking 3 hours.
Last week was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
We were very intoxicated in the last episode. Probably a bit more than we should have been.
We'd like to apologise for that. I think, one of the main reasons was my team were playing on Sky.
Yeah.
I like a few beveraginos.
A few beveraginos, nothing wrong with beveraginos.
But then we came into the studio and we were just,
Stu came on and we lost our heads a little bit.
We did.
We may look at some more Stu today, the annual segment, but I think we should get into the main topic of the week because there's been a little bit of drama. I say it's drama. A bloke's had a divorce.
It's drama.
So the Try Guys, this is something which we've been massively requested to speak about by quite a lot of people.
Do you know what? I've known them going way back to when the Twitter story came out.
Yeah, no, mate, literally. I saw this whole thing came out and I was like, there was like, the Try Guys has done this, the Try Guys has done that. And I was like, who is the Try Guys? Yeah. I didn't know who these people were. And I have discovered that they are like this BuzzFeed group channel. Yeah. They came from BuzzFeed where they try lots of different things because they are the Try Guys. Yeah. In this case, he tried to, not cheat on his wife. Failed massively.
He tried adultery. Why not?
Why not?
And I thought Ned Flanders' wife was already dead.
Well,
apparently not.
The main issue that I had with this is, for some reason, I read it and everyone was like, Nick's done this, Nick's done this. I don't know why I read it as Nick. So I was like, has Nick Avocado posted his bumhole again? Because after last week, we just went on a blooming tangent about Nick Avocados.
You've had bumhole on the mind, haven't you?
Well, I thought, so I'd like to clarify, Ned from the Try Guys did not post his bumhole, but I'd argue what he did may have been worse. We will, it's hard to, it's
debatable, isn't it?
It's debatable. Well, I actually opened up Twitter yesterday and it was worse than his bumhole. I just opened up Twitter. I don't know if I can say it. He was basically being raw dogged. He posted it and I was like, Nick, I don't need to see this, my friend. And somebody was like, why'd you follow him? And I was like, it's actually a pretty valid question. Why do I follow him?
From mukbang to fuckbang.
But so the Try Guys are basically a group channel that I refuse to believe existed beyond a week ago because everyone claims to be a massive fan of these people. People were like personally devastated by this. And I can understand it because, they were fans of this guy. I don't really need to explain to you the nitty gritty of what happened.
The whole shtick with him is that he's like this hardcore, monogamous, I love my wife kind of character, right?
Well, the guy literally has like a catchphrase. Like his whole, I'm going to show you this catchphrase.
Call that motherfucker lie, guys.
Well, I didn't like. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's got his catchphrase is my wife," but it's like, it's not even a joke. Like
that's Borat's catchphrase.
No,
my wife.
No, but I think that's literally it. He has coined that, and this is it.
My wife, 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 my wife.
He ruined my life.
This was a really big thing. Like, I don't think I've seen a topic actually blow up like this so much, and I guess it's because, like, I've been speaking about this in my latest video about the idolization of influencers and stuff like that, and about how like so many people out there like to like present themselves as like these amazing people.
Yeah.
Like, and I've always said it's a little bit suspicious when somebody is like basing their whole brand on being like this amazing human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know completely what you're saying. And I think with the story of sort of this case, people have seen all the fucked up shit going on in the world. You know, you've got fucking Ukraine, Russia, you've got Israel, Palestine still kicking about.
I never thought we'd bring in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict into fucking Try Guys, Tries Palestine.
And then people went, that's a bit heavy. I don't want to get upset about that. I don't even want to think about it. I know what I'm going to get upset about. Dude cheats on his wife.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't think I agree. I don't think somebody was like, oh yeah, Ned's cheating on his wife, and I'm just going to ignore Israel and Palestine because of that. Where has this come from?
I just think there's things that people should be upset about. And poor old Ned here, he's had a bad week of Reno, boys.
Mate, he's been cheating on his wife for the bloke's got a kid.
It is bad, isn't it? I mean, and the girl worked with him. And
yeah. So this was a big thing, like that. So the person he cheated with, it wasn't like so I was basically saying in my last video, I was like, usually somebody has a little smoochy woochie on the side. It's like, oh fucking hell, that's a bit weird. But with this guy, it was like, not only does the bloke have kids, like that is actually kind of sad. Like, I was going through this guy's main channel, and they were like, there's like videos of them like speaking about like really heavy shit. Like she went for a miscarriage, and they were dealing with that together, and then they had like a happy spin, like, oh, we're actually having another attempt at it, and they had another kid, and it's like proper deep. But during all of that, he was doing smoochy woochie on the whole side.
He was just having his smoochy woochies on the side. He was fucking
this is not good.
doing all sorts. And poor Rod and Todd in this situation.
Rod and Todd, is that the other people?
That's Ned's kids, isn't it? Todd.
Fuck off. I thought you were talking about the other Try Guys. Hello, my friends. I'm quickly just interjecting to say, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, because honestly, it's actually kind of mad that like 80% of you aren't subscribed. And I know you hear that every single time, but it's actually not even a joke. And this point, it's a brand new channel. Please, for the love of God, subscribe. It actually does cost to make these videos because we've got to hire the studio, and I am giving you a direct sob story right now. I can't even speak English. So please subscribe, or I will send Nick Avocado to your house at 3 a.m. and I'm not sure you want to risk that. Cheers. As an outsider, like, is it like weird to you to see like so many people speaking about basically a man cheating on his wife?
Yeah, looking at it from the outside, it's like that's no one's business but themselves. But I do kind of understand why people would be like, that's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, I guess the main thing is like, for me, like, I don't necessarily give a shit about relationship drama at all. Like, I'm not trying to be fucking TMZ. I think the main point is like, oh, there's like a guy here who's like, it's more of like a kind of a bit of a weird thing of like, this bloke is kind of like, for like 10 years straight been like, I am this guy who is this wonderful bloke and I fucking love my wife. But it's like the whole time he was just...
If anything, it was there all the time, wasn't it? Because if someone's making their entire fucking image, I love my wife so much, I will never do anything to hurt my wife.
They're probably going to be a bit fucking dodgy, yeah.
Most people don't have to do that. I love my wife.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. I said in my video... I said in my video, I was like, mate, if someone's going around being like, look, I'm not saying you can't say you love your fucking wife or girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, you're entitled to do that. But if it's your entire thing, if your only personality trait is, I fucking love my wife, it's like, or you're trying to present yourself to be like this perfect human being, there's probably a good chance you're a little bit of a seedy bellend.
Yeah, don't make that your whole fucking shtick.
It's like the whole r/nice guys thing, isn't it? It's like everyone that tries to be a nice guy is always going to end up to be like the actual wrong un. Whenever I see like an influencer, even not an influencer, anyone who's like, I'm this amazing person who's like only does good things. It's like, if I have a mate and they're like that and they're trying to show that they have no flaws whatsoever, I'm probably going to be a little bit sussy-wussy if you know.
I'll be a bit, but it does raise the important question in my mind. And I don't know how many people are going to agree with this, but I think it needs to be said, at what point when someone's that public, are we entitled to be commenting on someone's personal life like that? Well, I
think it is more of the fact that like he is a guy who's, I think more people are upset of like, for one, it comes into the whole thing of like an abusive position of power, I guess, because like it was an employee that he cheated with. And I think a lot of people can be like, well, if he's willing to do that, he may be willing to do it with other people. And it's like, I think another reason people like to speak about these things, this one is like the dramatic effect. Like, let's be real, like most of it is just like people like to
it's gossip,
story.
isn't it?
Yeah, people love a fucking story because you guys are sick.
I do agree with that, actually, to be fair. He has sort of taken advantage of his power, especially in the circumstances of the sort
because it wasn't like
girl he is cheating on.
Yeah, it wasn't like they met one time or like she did a little bit of work here and there. It was like, no, this person actually fucking fully worked for the guy, saw him on a day-to-day basis and stuff. But you know what the worst part is? You know where they were caught cheating? At a fucking Harry Styles concert. I went, mate, isn't that like your entire demographic? That like a Harry Styles audience?
We can never fucking escape Harry Styles on this podcast.
Oh my God, he gets brought up every week at this point. I don't know why. You are right in saying like, realistically, none of this is our fucking business. But it's like, it does come down to the whole thing again of like, so many people have idolized this guy, got this presented idea in their minds. And my advice would be like, yet again, another case of an influencer turning out to be a horrible cunt. Like, it's like, how many times does it fucking happen, man?
Mate, there's only so much longer before it happens to us.
mate, you only need to fucking watch this podcast to realise that.
We just need to go back to one of your fucking house parties.
Mate, there are some devastating events that happen at those. The fucking bananas being planted throughout my house. A 16-year-old going around my house with like a load of bananas and just planting them everywhere. 3 months down the line, my mum finds a fucking mouldy banana in a drawer somewhere. Why? Why would you do that?
Mate, I saw the fucking, the potential that the Minions had.
That's good. Let's not go off a fucking tangent.
All right,
let's
go back. We're back on it. We're a bit more sober-wober this time.
We've not had too many Bedvarginos, but we have had a couple. Well, you've had a couple. I've had one. And that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
But
does my drink can offend you?
That's what Ned's going to say in the next Try Guys video. Coming back to it, idolizing influencers. I think this is where it's come from. It's like, yet again, another guy's come out and they've turned out to be a massive dickhead after presenting themselves to be this amazing thing. And I think the one thing which kind of is the reason so many people are freaked out and speaking about this is because, as we've said, this is a bloke that's built his entire brand on, I love my wife, I'm a great father. And I was like going through like old tweets before this event came out, and it was like so many people being like, he's the perfect dad, he's the perfect husband. And it's like, this is why so many people are speaking about this. Like, if it turned out, Jeffree Star's been shagging somebody on the side whilst dating this other person, nobody would give a shit, because Jeffree Star's, we all know Jeffree's a dickhead, but this guy, it's like, oh no, he's actually a nice guy.
I think it just sort of proves the point that, power does corrupt to an extent.
Do you think that he's always been a sleazeball? Because this is something I've been kind of not 100% on. And I went into the Suffolk accident.
Ned was fucking getting down. I'm fucking doing Devo.
Oh, fucking hell. Mate, we keep going off track. We're good. We are going to stick onto this one time. This is the one. We're going to get through one topic and we are going to stick on it. And then all the others we can just fucking shit out. Do you think that he's always been like this? Because I was like, for one, people have been debating, did the other guys know? I think that it's a case of like, they probably knew he was a bit of a sleazeball, but as you said, power corrupts.
I fucking love the saying sleazeball.
Sleazeball.
He might have been a sleazeball. Honestly, I've got no idea.
I don't think the bloke intentionally one day woke up being like, I'm going to create this fucking master plan of being like this lovely guy. I think it was more of like, like a lot of influencers know, especially that family-friendly, family channel stuff. I know they're not technically that, but some of their videos are kind of like that. They know like to not present the bad things. It's like social media, even like me or you, a regular person watching this video right now, we choose what we want people to see on Instagram, per se. Yeah. Like, you're not going to post, most people aren't going to post a shit photo of themselves, are they? You're going to post a photo where you think you look good. And I think...
But if you go on Inabber's Instagram, you can see well over 200 posts of him looking like shit.
That's fucking horrible. It's bang on though.
Sorry, the butter's gone too far. Finally, my drinking has offended someone.
No. But I was just saying, I get what you mean. No,
it's just a joke,
don't.
mate. Let's shake hands and put it there. It's like...
Fucking hell. I never exposed. No. All right. We've established that my Instagram looks like shit. Does that mean I am a real influencer? I'm the real deal, mate.
You say as it is.
I say as it is.
No scumbag tactics going on.
I'll fucking post it.
If he has a Richmond, he posts a Richmond.
Fucking hell, we're not doing this again. Getting on this district line earlier and realising that it ends at Richmond. No, mate, best day of my fucking life realising that.
No way.
I fully fucking pushed. You went, Richmond.
I didn't know it was so clear. You're like E.T. No, yeah. Going back to this.
Yeah.
What I would like to say is, I think if you are personally upset by the fact Ned has gone behind his wife's back
Yeah.
and been a sleazeball. Don't let it ruin your day. There's a lot of fucking bad people in the world that
Yeah,
get
yeah.
up to a lot worse stuff. You probably know someone that's cheated on their wife.
Right, yeah,
And-
mate. Fucking,
and like,
they
yeah.
don't care about it.
It's like, yeah, it's fine, isn't it?
No, if I want to fucking cheat on my wife, I'll fucking do it. She doesn't mind.
Yeah, with your fucking Stella and your fucking white vest.
I'm not even fucking wearing white. No, you are right. You are right. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you're entitled to get. I think it's like the shock and the upset from it of like this guy who you believe this is an amazing guy is always going to be upsetting, but don't let it ruin your day. Because at the end of the day, you just got to tell yourself, all the fucking influencers are terrible. Well, 90%, I'd say. It's like on Twitch recently. It turns out a lot of streamers are dickheads. And it's like every fucking week, another guy is a dickhead. This guy's a dickhead. And I think what it comes down to is we put way too much faith in these people that we do not know. We watch the stuff that they choose us to see. And for some reason, so many people like to think, wow, this guy's fucking amazing. It's like, maybe they're not. Like, you don't know that guy. You only see his little fucking YouTube videos. And I'm not saying you can't look up to somebody or respect them or even be inspired by them. But I think when it comes to full-on idolization and fixating on this guy's life and thinking you know them, 9 times out of 10, you don't fucking know the guy.
I don't think you should fucking idolize anyone, to
Especially
be fair,
an
at the end of the
influencer.
day. And I'm not saying that, you know, I don't follow the 10 commandments to the script, but I do agree with commandment 2, is it? Don't go around. I think.
I fucking love that you think that I know what the 10 commandments are. I couldn't even like say what I had for breakfast this morning. That's a lie. I absolutely could.
You've got a cross on your boobs.
My boobs? Mate, I don't fucking. Mate, I have not looked at this in like 2 years, but I've worn it every day. That's how much it means to me. I don't fucking get it. It just looks
Anyway,
cool.
I think one of the commandments is don't idolize people.
Is it?
That's what God said himself.
He was like, one day woke up, but he saw the fucking, I don't know, the Minecraft YouTuber drama, and he was like, fuck that, boys. Let's get another commandment in there. Wait, well, so you're saying that people shouldn't idolize influencers because of the 10 commandments?
I'm drawing from the 10 commandments. I'm not saying follow all 10 commandments because murder's okay in some circumstances.
In what circumstances?
I don't know. Say
put you in an awkward position.
Say someone's done
day.
a big old doodle on your motorbike.
Oh God! No, don't bring up fucking doodles. Doodles, fucking. This is the thing. Throughout the story, throughout this podcast, we're gonna spread the story of doodles. And doodles, I agree. Death penalty certainly is. And honestly, maybe doodles did get the death penalty because my dad said he gave him to a farmer. I don't know if he gave him to a fucking farmer.
All you're saying is you weren't allowed in the freezer for the next week.
There was an odd smell. Actually, no, there wouldn't have been a smell. As we were saying, to kind of round this up, sort of, there's actually a little bit more. People have been like, oh, they're snakes. But it's like, to be honest with you, cheated on his wife, which is not only a betrayal of his wife, it fucks over his kids' lives because his kids have now got to grow up realizing that their dad's been completely villainized over the internet. Their dad's a dickhead. And imagine, right, you have never had the misfortune of going through a divorce, a parent's
How do you know
that? Well, as far as I know,
pretty fucking presumptuous of you.
As far as I know, your parents aren't divorced, right? Right? Oh, Jesus. All right. We're not going to clarify what I just said, but divorces aren't great. You know, they're not good.
Pretty sad times.
And now imagine all of that gets fucking recorded and put on some like T-Spill channel for your kids to grow up. Imagine in 20 years time, you get T-Spill speaking about your dad. It's like, it's not something you really want to see.
Like you're not fucking miserable enough. You have to hear my take on your life.
Yeah. It's just like, mate, that is fucking awful. And the dad fully knew, like, influencer, absolutely beloved. If he cheats on his wife, it's probably not going to go down with the Gliz Nation. You know,
no.
It's not Gliztacular, and it's certainly not Glizmaze. And then it also obviously reflects bad on the guys that he's built this fucking business with, because obviously it's good. People are going to be speculating: did they know? Did they know that he was a sleazeball? And it's just in general going to make things more difficult for them because now they've got to try and do this thing without one of their main guys. So it's like he's fucked over tons of people. Why would they want to work with him after that? The guy like betrayed all of their trust.
If you're going to do it, mate, just be a bit more discreet about it.
Maybe don't go to a fucking Harry Styles concert, you fucking bellend.
Yeah. Just like, if you're going to look up to people, don't pick BuzzFeed employees.
Yeah, it's never.
Like,
that was always the red flag. They worked for fucking BuzzFeed.
It's fine. If you want to find out what Harry Potter character you are, go on BuzzFeed. If you want someone to if you want to find the meaning of life and how to be a good person, don't go on BuzzFeed. It
is always fascinating to think that there are actual professional journalists that work for fucking BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I think I actually follow some. So no, sorry if I'm offending you right now. It's just my experience of BuzzFeed is bloke cheated on his wife and also Harry Potter quizzes and maybe some other things here and there.
BuzzFeed quizzes can be quite fun.
Can they?
Because it's like pick these 5 ice cream flavors and find out if you're a terrible person or not. And it turns out, Ned, you've picked all the wrong flavors this week.
You sick bastard.
You rum and raisin dickhead.
That's a fucking great insult. And we're going to end the clip there. What the fuck? That was a really good insult. I don't even know why. Okay, hello, you bunch of dickheads. I'm just interjecting here to say, if you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed, I do not like you. Please subscribe because it helps us out very much, and I would also just love to get that big old stinking Spotify check. So, yeah, if you want more content, don't really know what to describe this as, certainly it is content. Please subscribe, but also if you're listening on Apple Music, click follow and all that good stuff. Same for Spotify. Basically, just go follow us on everything. Thank you very much. Let's continue.
I found out this week lemonade is completely different in the US.
Oh, yeah? Go on.
Yeah. Did you read the comments? I don't know. Basically,
I don't give a shit about what these guys have to say, to be honest.
Right. Basically, lemonade in the US, from what I understand, it's not like fizzy. It's just like lemon juice mixed with other stuff. It's like a still lemonade.
Yeah.
So we were basically given an opinion about how shit we find fizzy lemonade when Stu was actually not reviewing fizzy lemonade. He was just pissed off about lemon juice.
Wait, so Americans are drinking lemon juice, just straight out lemon juice?
No, it's not. It's like mixed with like.
Mate, that country's a weird place.
Shit.
They do some stupid things. Like everything that country does just confuses me. Even with their like food production, like I was like looking into it. They just fucking put so much shit in their food. I had an American friend that came over to Britain, and they were like, "Your fruit and veg actually tastes like things." And I was like, "What does that mean, mate?"
I'm not gonna lie. I was absolutely devastated with Brexit, and not because of the
racism, the horrible policies behind all of it.
All the important stuff. I was most devastated about the prospect of having to live with chlorinated chicken.
What does that mean?
It's it's like a chicken covered in gelatin in a big tin.
What the
that is what
fuck is that?
That is what people do be eating.
Really?
Yeah.
What, because of Brexit?
I remember some talk about chlorinated chicken and Brexit.
Mate, you've been paying attention to the wrong headlines, my friends.
Do you know what? Got a master's in politics. This is the best. This is the best you're gonna get from me.
But I was saying to you earlier, I was like, how the fuck do the midterms work? And you were like, mate, I've got a master's in politics, absolutely no clue.
I got a fucking clue. I breezed that entire thing. And I tell you what, my lecturers will not be happy with me.
Yeah,
but
no.
I don't think they listen to us, to be fair.
No, mate, I mean, maybe they do. If you listen into this podcast, you're probably not educated in any way, shape or form, especially if you've gotten past the 30-minute mark, because usually this is the point of where we just start saying absolute fucking nonsense like Doodles the cat. Yeah. What a big beast he was. Should we tell a story of Doodles?
I think it's Doodles time.
I think it's
if the title of the podcast is Midnight Giggles, The Rise of Doodles, and, you've bought your tickets, and I think here's time for the main event. You've had your trailers.
The show is beginning, my friends, and welcome. Sit back and...
grab your tin of Richmonds, open the Frey Bentos. It's about to get serious.
Frey Bentos.
Right, so I'm going to structure this bit a bit like Piers Morgan's life stories.
Okay.
Well, I'll ask you some questions,
okay,
and then we'll just ease the story out of you a bit.
Okay.
So, you told me on the tube today
that
on the way here, you had a pet.
I did.
I was talking about when I was younger, I fucking really fancied Fizz from the Tweenies. Not
Which
anymore.
I may say. Not anymore. Definitely not. But, even though you were saying some suspicious things to me, I was like, Aiden, I don't need to fucking know this shit. Shut the fuck up.
I then mentioned Doodles, and then you just started fucking like pissing yourself. And why did you start pissing yourself?
Mate, there is no fucking way you would believe me. If one day I just turned to you and said, I had a ginger cat called Doodles who took a shit on a motorbike, you'd say, Fraser, what are you speaking about?
I would go, mate, that's Cap.
Mate, that's Cap.
Okay, that's Cap.
No. So one part of my life, I owned 2 little kitties. I had 3, but one got hit by a car. Sorry.
XD.
No, not XD. I was fucking devastated. That cat was elite, and then he died. So I had Whinge, because they used to never stop and not being annoying and whinging about stuff. And then we had Doodles. Doodles was a lovely ginger cat who just, for some reason, just stunk of shit. I believe it was because they had, maybe they had a scat fetish. I don't know. I don't know if cats can have fetishes, but if he did, he certainly loved the poo-poos.
Basically, you had a cat called Doodles, and he fucking stunk.
He
honked.
He stunk. And I think my dad actually used to call him Stink, but his real UK passport name would have been Doodles the cat. And Doodles, he was a man of controversy. Doodles did a lot of shit, quite literally, and he rolled in it. And Doodles certainly was a fucking menace to society. And he really, really took the biscuit for controversial kitties.
The way you've described it to me is like the Dennis the Menace of cats. Like,
I don't think Dennis the Menace is rolling in his own shit.
he was just fucking running around flaming on people.
Dennis the Menace was like just the UK terror. No, I need to stop bringing. I don't know why I keep bringing him up. I actually am in fear.
Not every bad person is like an extremist. Dennis the Menace was just a fucking little kid that liked to go around pranking people.
Mate, it was bang out of order, and I'm not. And I think.
I think if you are slingshotting Walter,
are you saying to me that going around fucking slingshotting people every day isn't a form of terrorism?
I think Walter was a big old Tory, mate.
But Doodles the cat, no affiliation as far as I know with Dennis the Menace. Definitely no affiliation with any known terrorist organisations. Needs to
Or Nasher.
Or who?
Nasher.
Nasher? Who's Nasher?
Dennis's dog.
Oh, no, he was a prick anyway. Doodles finished him off. He loves some poo in it. Doodles wacky dacky poo bombs.
Doodles doo-doos. Doodles did doo-doos.
That's like at fucking Halloween, you get like some really you find some weird stuff at Halloween, like weird like prank stuff for like you go you're going trick or treat. That poor soul says trick, and he just fucking lobs him Doodles.
Just lob a bucket of cat shit out.
Like a special load of fucking Doodles doo-doo. Special edition.
And then Doodles just fucking pops his head out window and just goes, "You got pranked."
Guess a treat skis.
Get some fucking nibbles, mate.
Yeah, some fucking catnip geezer.
The problem with fucking Doodles was always fucking chonged on catnip, and that's why he fucking stunk shit all the time. Because he had
he fucking shit himself on the catnip.
He woke up, right? He'd have a fucking wake and bake.
Little splee.
He had a little Cali splee filled with catnip. He fucking rolled around in his own poo because he didn't know what was going on. He was always tripping out.
Mate, fucking, it's nothing funny than just one day you just go downstairs and just Doodles just fucking rolling around in this letterbox. You're like, what the fuck, Doodles?
Also, as we found out in episode 1, cat poo is like the worst smell ever.
Yeah.
So Doodles fucking committed a big old hate crime when he shat on your dad's Harley Davidson.
My dad did not fucking. It was like a Yamaha Phaser 500 or some shit, mate. Yeah. Fucking Angus the Labrador, God rest his soul. He must have been fuming because Doodles would fucking get in his bed. In Angus's bed and just sleeping there. Poor old Angus is going. Imagine that he's going hard day of being a dog, hard day's graft. Yeah. Goes back to get in his bed.
5-hour shift licking his balls.
After that fucking tedious shit, he did actually. Angus had puppies.
What if all of your past animals got really fucking novelty names? You got a dog. You've still got a dog called fucking Spuddy or something. Spud. Spud the dog. Right?
Mate, Spud is a fucking terrorist. Yeah. Now we speak about it. We got Spud. Muffet. And Muffet went fucking blind and died. Doodles went to the farm and Angus just fucking died of kidney failure.
What's that so funny?
Mate, it's like fucking Game of Thrones of pets. They all fucking die.
Yeah, because you were getting fucking stupid names. The one that they all turned out to be fucking absolute mingers.
They all fucking... One day, they actually fucking found... it was like a revolutionary thing. My pets were the first animals in existence to speak the human English language. And they fucking... The first thing they found out was their name. Doodles looked at his fucking birth certificate and he saw Doodles the shit-smelling cat. And he just fucking keeled over. Muffet, even though she was fucking half blind, they gave her the Braille birth certificate. First fucking dog to ever learn Braille. And she's like putting a pause over it.
It just says, "You're a cunt."
P.S. Your name's fucking Muffet. You stupid cunt. And she fucking, mate, she didn't keel over. She went to a certain extent, which we probably can't describe on this podcast. Mate, all I'm saying is a Spaz 12 came for Call of Duty World at War. But then we're getting off the track. Doodles committed a lot of bad actions in his life. So for one, as we said, Angus from a long shift as licking his balls would turn up to his bed one day and then just be a brown. Yeah. And then Doodles has just left some shit. Like.
And then fucking just pop through the Dick and Dom in the bungalow cat flap and start singing about Stoke-on-Trent.
Where has this come from? Mate, right. What are you getting up?
This is 30 seconds long. This is your cat, mate.
Pussycat, where have you been?
It's your fucking cat Doodles, mate.
Mate, my dad said he was going to the farm. He was going to the fucking Dick and Dom bungalow. You know, he fucking puts his head through the fucking cat flap. Dick and Dom goes up to him. They go, fucking shit.
Dick and Dom go, creamy muck muck. What have you been up today, Doodles? Doodle goes, took a big old shit. Took a big old shit on my dad's car.
Why the fuck does Doodles sound like that? He sounds like a fucking 50-year-old smoker.
Well, I've been all over this week, but you know, my favourite place I've been to. Stop, cunt.
Why the fuck has Doodles got a Yorkshire accent? He's from fucking Suffolk.
Leeds born and bred, mate. Marched on together.
Like, I don't think, for one, don't think any of our listeners have got any clue who Dick and Dom is, and I also don't think they know what the fuck Leeds is, and they certainly don't know who fucking Doodles is.
Well, you all need to get a grip because this is the real world. All right,
the real world is Doodles the cat took a big stinky old poo-poo on my dad's motorbike, because that's where we're getting to. So Doodles the cat, he had a habit of some days Doodles would be he'd be merciful. He'd say, "I'm just gonna stink of shit today. I won't do anything more than that, my friends." Well, some days, if you've pissed Doodles off, he will take action. Action to extents of which it depends on who was upset him. So if I upset Doodles, he'd fucking take a shit on my GameCube. No more 00795 for me.
Fucking deserve.
My dad one day must have pissed Doodles off because took a shit on his Yamaha Phaser motorbike, 2006 edition, and my dad was not happy. And he tells me, well, this was amidst the divorce.
It's the last thing you want, isn't it?
What, you ginger fucking stinky cat taking a big old fucking trooper pooper on your motorbike?
Yeah. If you're, the last
mate. There is nothing funnier to me than my dad opening the garage door and he just, it's not like the poo's there. He is fucking staring Doodles in the eye, and Doodles is just squatted down, just letting all that big steamer.
Just steam coming out of your dad's ears, and all he can see is fucking Doodles the cat curling one out like De Bruyne in the Manchester derby.
What?
On the yard.
Did you say that fucking De Bruyne?
Doodles is curling one out.
The fucking Muffet the dog comes in, high fives them. They do a fucking knee slide. After that, Doodles was never seen again. Now I was told Doodles went because to be fair, we were moving house and I don't think we were allowed animals, so Dad had to find a new place. And he says to me, Doodles went to, I think he went to, because we knew this farmer guy, and I think he actually went to live with the farmer guy. But now I'm thinking about it, maybe Doodles didn't go to a farm, and maybe Doodles is out in Doodle heaven.
Doodles in the Doodle basement with fucking Doodle the second.
Now, moving on from Doodles, this kind of moves us into, we were speaking about animals today. Jeffree Star, of all people, not saying he's an animal. He's certainly done some animalistic things in his time, but we've been speaking about cats, big poo, stinky poo cats, especially Doodles the cat. Jeffree Star, mainly known for a lot of things, including makeup particularly, then all the other bad stuff, which we don't need to go through today. Randomly, after a little controversy, he said, I'm just going to go open a yak farm. You know what a yak is?
Oh, I'm going to sound like a right knobhead here.
Go on.
It's a bit like a llama. Close.
I don't know if it is, mate.
Oh, no.
So firstly, take Doodles the cat and then make it like a cow and you've got a yak.
For some reason, that is hard to process, that image in my head.
you got a big ginger cat.
Let me just see what a yak is.
All right.
Aren't his horns massive?
Insane.
They're so big.
All I know about Jeffree Star, right, the only thing I know, and this just shows how incompetent I am on the internet.
Mate, you're not incompetent. You are just not as mentally ill as the rest of us. Because anybody that knows anything other than about Jeffree Star, like further than the bloke does makeup, is probably, like myself, on some form of medication.
All I know is the geezer sells makeup.
He moved away, started a yak farm, and people at first were like, love it, mate. Don't know why you're doing this. And Jeffree was like, I'm not slaughtering them. I'm just having them. Right. And I'm like, well, you're obviously going to kill them and you're obviously going to sell them because why else would you start up a farm, right?
Do people eat yaks?
Mate, people eat kangaroo balls. And some people even in a corrupt society maybe even will eat
Yeah, but you only have a fucking nibble on the old sack if you're on like if you're in the jungle.
Mate, I think a few people in this world have had a nibble on the old sack. I think Jeffree Star might have had a nibble on the old sack occasionally.
Yeah, you don't go around.
Nothing wrong with an old nibble on the snack.
You don't go around. This is a hill I'm willing to die on. You are not eating kangaroo bollocks unless you're forced into it,
mate. If somebody handed me a plate of kangaroo balls right now, I'd gargle on them.
Gargle on them.
Like my life depends on it.
Like it's a good old fucking bottle of Listerine.
Yeah, mate. That's nothing wrong. I'm not going to gargle. I was going to pull up my drink. I'm not doing it. I'm not full into that pit of the podcast yet. We're not quite on episode 10. When should we get past the barrier where nobody listens to this thing anymore? So he's not selling yak balls. He's selling yak meat. And people weren't happy about this because he basically, the bloke promised to not. I don't know. I just like. There's nothing really I can actually say like that's introspective and deep. And people always get mad, being like, "I was really expecting some fucking heavy hit and takes." I'm like, guys, we're speaking about Doodles the cat, my cat from 2006 that used to rub shit on itself and then shat on my dad's motorbike.
Yeah,
we're not speaking about.
You sometimes get some big old paragraphs just because one of us has said something like, "Oh, yak balls would be tasty, wouldn't they?"
To be fair, I reckon kangaroo balls are very chewy, and if you put a little bit of salt on them, maybe even a bit of soy sauce, you may be in for a good time.
I think yak balls are quite like tender.
I think yak balls are doodlish.
I think they taste a bit like the Frey Bentos alien meatballs.
Why the fuck do you keep bringing up Frey Bentos? I know. I think it's a type of sausage, right? We know it's a pie, isn't it?
It's a tin pie.
Mate, if you're eating a pie from a tin, just take a look in the fucking mirror and get some self-respect.
With your fucking steak and ale dribbling from your mouth.
Mate, there's nothing funnier to me than the thought of Jeffree Star eating a Frey Bentos.
He's got his big old yak farm. He's got like all the best meat in the state. And then he's just like, I'm just going to put this Frey Bentos in the oven.
I think that the Frey Bentos meat supply comes from the Jeffree Star yak farm.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate.
And it's all fucking. It's not they take the yak, they throw it in the bin, but they just like snip off the balls. They just fucking shove it in Frey Bentos.
There we go. That's 10 Frey Bentos pies right there.
But people really weren't happy because they were like, "Oh, I can't believe he's slaughtering the little yaks." Firstly, if you're a yak, I'm feeling bad for you because not only have you been born into a species with the name yak, you're now part of Jeffree Star's empire. I can't get mad at a man selling meat. I consume meat. Like I love a little burgerino.
Yeah,
I do. I had one just now, and it had a little pickle in it. And we know how I feel about pickles. We know.
Don't fucking do it.
I might have to do it.
Don't do it, mate.
I was eating the burger, and you said to me there was a pickle, and I was like, Jesus, there was, and I was like, I can hear something. It's coming from my mouth. I was like, Rachel, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm big. I hope Jeffree Star's watching this. Jeffree, I'm sorry.
If people thinking, I really want a good take on the Jeffree Star yak farm.
Mate, I'm sorry. But if you're fucking wanting a good take on Jeffree Star selling yak balls to the fucking public, don't come here. Just don't. Because there are bigger things going on in the world. For one, Doodles the cat and Muffet. They're doing certain things.
How fucking bored have you got to be to go from like, oh, you're selling all this like makeup, you're like fucking making a ton of money from it, and you go, oh, I'm just gonna start a yak farm.
Mate, this is why I want to speak about it, because I don't not care about this topic whatsoever. I am just fascinated by the fact that this bloke, he's got a net worth of like $300 million. He's one of the most hated men on the internet, but he's also kind of loved by a lot of people. And he saw all of that fame, he saw all of that money, and he thought, one day, I'm just going to fucking move and I'm going to open a yak farm. And I don't know why, but that is so incredible to me. And
it's pretty out there, isn't it?
It's just to a level of where I'm like, what? Like, how many little spleefs did he have to get to that
And then at the end of every day, he can sit down and think about all the atrocities he committed on yaks. But at least he can sit down at the end of the day, mate, and go, my name Jeff.
I never even thought about that. Mate, do you think Jeffree Star has ever said, my name Jeff?
He says
Mate,
it to
on this podcast, we keep bringing back the fucking deadest jokes, and it is awful.
Yeah,
and
mate.
These sick bastards listening are going to laugh at it, and I don't know fucking why.
Just you wait till you find out that Doodles has cheeseburger.
Fucking Doodles eating his fucking feasties cheeseburger with his pickle root inside it.
Show me the yak farm.
We've got to look at the yak farm.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Star Yak Ranch, and also welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya?
I don't know why, but there's something so fucking dystopian about it. Mate, Jeffree Star is just in his massive fucking yellow shiny car in front of like literally the middle of nowhere.
What the fuck? What is going on here? It's like it's like an episode of Black Mirror. It's like, what are we looking at?
I said in my video I recorded today, the simulation fucking broke when Jeffree Star was captured in newspapers in Wigan train station. I'm not even fucking joking.
Do you know what? There is nothing interesting about that whatsoever.
Mate, no.
There's a man in Wigan.
No. Are you telling me that's not interesting?
Fair enough, mate.
just fucking, mate. He is in one of the worst places on planet Earth. Like we spoke about some like the poorest place on planet Earth. But imagine you go to fucking Wigan.
Do you know what?
Send the Mr. Beast YouTubers to Wigan.
Do you know
this is what they'll find.
Do you know what Jeffree Star's thinking there? He's thinking, 1-0, Will Grigg up the ticks. Come on.
I would love to see fucking Jeffree Star and Will Grigg share a little spleef together.
Do you know what I saw when you showed me the start of this video? I saw the big yellow car. I saw him standing there, and I thought, Mr. Bean's doing well for himself, isn't he?
He is Mr. fucking Bean. Let's continue with this fucking dystopian nightmare.
Right, go on.
Now, in today's video, we are here in Casper, Wyoming at the Star Yak Ranch.
Why is he holding?
It's a stuffed yak.
Mate, I think that might be fucking Doodles. Mate, I'm not even joking.
Wait, post-mortem.
He's got my fucking dead cat. Mate, Jeffree Star's nicked my fucking dead stinky shit cat. I love the idea. Jeffree Star just goes, his fucking eyes start like watering. It fucking expand. He's got the fucking Doodles disease.
It's like the cheese touch.
Jeffree Star got the fucking cheese touch.
Fucking head
mate,
just explodes.
With the hair as well, it's like fucking hell, Eminem really did fall off, didn't he?
And there has been a just endless amount of questions about the ranch. So many people want to meet the yaks up close and personal. We want to talk about breeding, pets, meat, food, and the whole charade. And yes, girl, we've been making headlines. So let's come take a tour of the Star Yak Ranch. Finally, after a year of so many secrets, let's take a little ride.
The first person meets them, the fucking yak just fucking yeets them out of the fucking farm.
Like
who the fuck? I'm sorry, but who the fuck is asking to meet a yak?
Jeffree Star said here, we want to talk about breeding. Who the fuck is going to a yak farm and going, I want to see how they do it?
I like the idea that this 19-minute, 45-second video is just Jeffree Star vlogging his yak shagging. Should we skip forward to get to
You want to see some yaks fuck? Were you in the right place, my dude?
Fucking yeah. I need Jeffree Star to be the guy who ends every sentence with my dude. My dude. Hey guys, and welcome back to my yak farm, my dude.
Now, the Star Yak Ranch is now at over 600 acres, and the yaks just get to be grass-fed and chill and live in their environment.
The best part is like the top comment is love him or hate him. The man knows business. I'm like, mate, he's just got some yaks to shag and then he's fucking cut them up and sold them. He goes, the man knows business and he knows how to get big dollar signs. Getting into the food business at this time in history is a gold mine, implying that fucking 3,000 years ago, they weren't eating food. They were just, they were just surviving on oxygen back then.
You know what's booming at the moment?
Fucking food.
Food.
Wait until Jeffree Star discovers water. Then he's making the big bucks. I just love that this is like full-on drama. Like there is like, again, no hate. Like, but there are like, I mean, this video itself is probably going to be like 26 minutes long, but there are like full-on tea videos about this. The beauty YouTuber accused of slaughtering his own pets. Jeffree Star speaks.
No, right. I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish.
I'm not judging your dietary choices.
Yeah, cool. Just saying, I'm a pescatarian, right? And even I am not looking at someone that owns a yak farm and going, what a vile person.
Yeah, no, look, if I was to sit on here and say to these guys right now, I am so sick that Jeffree Star has opened up a yak farm. I mean, for one, I'd be a hypocrite because I literally ate a big old Pickle Rick cheeseburger earlier. And then secondly, again, I eat fucking meat. But thirdly, no, I don't care. Like, I mean, like, mate, for one, this probably, honestly, in terms of like meat production, like we're going to be serious here. it's probably like better for the animals, like how they're made in like, you know, when you get like cheap meat and it's like they're put in like slaughterhouses, they can't even roam. Like at least these animals are roaming. Like as much as like it's still like cruel, like slaughtering animals, whether even if you eat meat, you can acknowledge it's cruel. Like at least they're seemingly having a decent life. And it's like, I'm not going to get mad at like, because I feel like traditional farming is probably the best way to go about like selling meat and dairy products and stuff like that and eggeronis and stuff. You know what I mean?
I just fucking find if someone's woken up and seen that person buys yak farm and they've gone, no!
I had some of the biggest wins of my entire career, and I had some of the biggest losses of my entire life.
Despite being one of YouTube's biggest names, Jeffree Star's journey on the platform can hardly be characterized as smooth sailing. But after being faced with life-changing event after life-changing event,
I lost the love of my life. Blink of an eye, my Rolls Royce flipped and flipped.
It is kind of funny watching the beginning of this because it's like you're watching this and you're thinking you're about to find out that Jeffree Star slaughtered 7 families. The only person he slaughtered is Doodles' family of yaks.
If Jeffree Star bummed a yak, fair enough, that's not
if
right.
Jeffree Star bummed a yak, look back at that fucking sentence and hear what you just said, my friend. Think about that for a second, man. Do you think Jeffree Star's been bumming yaks?
I need to have a fucking good look at myself.
You do. Get some fucking respect for yourself. You're sick. I'm just trying to sip on my Fanta Fruit Twist Zero Sugar. And you're bringing up Jeffree Star bumming yaks. Firstly, the phrase fucking bumming. That implies that it's consensual. I don't think a yak can consent to some good old Jeffree bumming. Sorry, I should not be saying that.
I just know the yak's not doing that.
Just shut up, man. No. I like the fact that they're like aiming at like Jeffree Star's just like killed a family of 6 or some shit. The reality is, bloke's selling a few cheeseburgers on the side.
has Jeffree found his purpose in a new location with some larger-than-life pets? Or is the makeup titan about to snap in the worst way possible?
You know the memes that come out where it's like humans will be able to, I don't know, fucking fly in 30 years.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they show like chlorinated chicken. I'm bringing that up
Why are
again.
you bringing up chlorinated chicken again?
Just fucking a bit peckish, mate.
A little bit peckish?
A little bit peckish.
Pecorino?
Little nibble. Legitimate.
Jeffree, send us some legitimate yak meat and we will be sure to gargle on those yak balls. Carry on.
Give me your fucking yak balls now.
That sounded intense. What were you saying? You were speaking about how we were going to have flying cars in 30 years.
But instead it's like humans can fly in 30 years and then it's like Jeffree Star, yak farm.
And although the local Star Tribune suggested the openly gay Jeffree might not have the easiest ride in a state that can be suspicious of outsiders and has a record of homophobic incidents...
Mate, the fucking yaks just don't like the gay.
Oh, mate, I was about to say, they're talking about the yaks.
I love the idea that yaks don't have any sentient thoughts other than they don't like gay people.
Jeffree's out here to save the gay community. There's only one way we can stop homophobia in this world. Colder yaks.
You get like those fucking documentaries of where Louis Theroux goes and finds like a lot of alt-right figures, or like this one guy goes to like the fucking leader of the KKK. They've got to like try and convince him that their views are wrong. You've got Jeffree doing the same thing, but instead of like the KKK, he's going over to fucking Yak Central, like finding the fucking main yak.
Jeffree Star put mics to a yak for 3 hours and tries to make a documentary about it.
Just fucking mooing the whole time.
Yeah.
So what do you think about straight people? Moo. What do you think about gay people? Moo.
But then in the very last second, the fucking yak just goes, it's just not fucking right, is it? The yak goes, it's just not natural.
The first animal to say a fucking English word other than a fucking parrot is Jeffree Star's homophobic. And mate, people are mad that he started killing them. There's a fucking reason he's killing them.
It's for the greater good.
Well, yeah, I don't think we can say that actually, can we, Dad? No, I think we're like insinuating we're for a certain thing. We're not. But no, I don't give a shit that Jeffree Star's opened up a yak farm. I just like the idea that Jeffree Star has a homophobic yak.
I've got 2 thoughts right now.
All right.
Yes. One, let Jeffree Star be Jeffree Starving.
No, mate, trust me, you don't want to be doing that. That leads to some things which probably aren't good for society. Like we're speaking about hateful things. We don't want that.
Try again. Right.
Say it again.
Right. I've got one thing on my mind in that case, I really need a wee. Can I go to the toilet, please, Dad?
We're gonna round it up by saying, Jeffree Star, please, for the love of God, send us some of your stinky old yak meat, and please also, please just send him back. Please send Doodles back.
Please educate them.
Okay, lads, I am once again here to say, please subscribe to the podcast. We're currently, this moment of time, we just went for a little wazzle-dazzle-do in the old toilet-rooney. Basically, I went for a wee-wee, and so did Aiden, and I'm just here now to say, please subscribe before we get back to the final part of this podcast, because, you know, if you're not subscribed at this point, you're just fucking cruel. You're just absolutely cruel. Please, just subscribe so I can pay the bills. Cheers.
Good evening, Glizzy Nation.
Hello, welcome back to Midnight Giggles.
Midnight Giggles, The Rise of Doodles, episode 4. Welcome back to the Beast Podcast.
Cheeky friends till the end.
What does that mean? My friend, we are speaking about Christianity today. Today's video we're going to be looking at drag queens are a mockery of God's design for womanheads.
It's a bit harsh. Got a bit far there.
We are not going to give into the delusion. This is not going to help all of the major mental breakdowns that are going on in our world and suicide. Like, this is not helping it by affirming that, one, men can be women, or two, men should dress up like women.
Right, hang on.
Hello. What's going on here?
I'll tell you what, they're talking about men dressing like women. When humans were created by God in their world, didn't they just have like leaves over their bits?
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, it's like, mate. Like, firstly, why do you fucking care? Like, mate. Just you're like 40 years old. Like, just relax. If people want to dress up like something, we're bringing them up again. The Harry Styles dress thing. Why do people care so much? Like, if somebody wants to wear clothes, just let them do it, mate. If somebody wants to dress up as a glizzy, let them do it. Yeah. I personally think it's perfectly fine.
I'd be more inclined to watch that actually.
What, somebody dressing up as a glizzy?
RuPaul's glizzy race.
Mate, and each person is a different form of glizzy. We're bringing back the glizzy talk. hashtag glizzy talk.
Hashtag follow Aiden Glizzy on Twitter.
You've got one bloke who's dressed up as a fucking hex sausage. You got one who's a Linda McCartney, and then of course,
and then you got a bag of chips.
And then they've got a partner up. They've got so you've got your glizzies, and then you've got your side dish. And you got somebody dressed up as mashed potato. you got somebody dressed up as fucking gravy. And then,
mate, fuck, do you dress up as gravy?
Mate, you just got to be a little bit slimy, if you know what I mean.
Bit slimy.
Slimy, a little bit of gravy. Maybe some people want it fixed. Some people might want it liquidy. I don't know. But then you've also got some people dressing up as batter. You never know, batter.
Chips. That's an easy one you didn't mention.
Yeah, chips.
Beans.
Bean. Mate. If somebody's dressing up as a bean, they need to get fucked. Get a grip. But I personally think if you want to dress up as bangers and mash, it's absolutely fine.
That's what they fail to understand here, isn't it?
But honestly, realistically, is there any difference between me putting on my jeans and you dressing up as a glizzy and somebody dressing up in drag? Fucking not really. Because at the end,
we've all got one thing in common there.
What?
We're humans.
I was going to say we all love glizzies. that is the
duality of man.
Mate, this is how we end discrimination. This is how we end any forms of phobia. Mate, I was even going to cure fucking arachnophobia.
I'd love to see them watch me dress up as a sausage,
mate, if
in a bra.
Mate, and a wig. Maybe a little bit of lipstick.
Do you think that'd be offensive to drag queens as well?
Mate,
that'd be offensive. Tell you what, that would just upset everyone.
and that's how we're going to fucking unite society. Yeah. You're going to be dressed up as a Richmond with a wig.
And then I'll be running away from everyone. And it'll be like, the streets will be crowded.
I just fucking realised, if you do that, you're just going to look like a fucking minion. We're 12 seconds into this, so we've got on to fucking glizzy minions.
And they'll put on fake breasts that are way oversized, massive rears, like where...
So they're way too big. They're way too big.
Let people choose what size boobs they want to have.
What if, like, people actually have boobs and they just happen to be that size and they're fucking way too big? It's like, mate, that's just my boobies.
Like, I'm sorry, lady. That is just...
Oh, Jesus. That's just mean.
Massive rears, you know, like wear very skimpy clothing and dance around and twerk and do all this stuff. Like, this is insane. No wonder we have problems.
Right, that's not the root of all problems, is it?
People wearing skimpy clothing and doing a bit of dancing.
People fucking just having a little jig.
Mate, if you want to wear skimpy glizzy clothing, sorry,
if you're a man and you want to dress like a woman and do the cha-cha slide, that's fine with me, mate.
What's up, everybody? It is Kristen and Bethany here, sisters, and we're so glad you're joining us for this conversation because we need to talk about this. This is something we've been wanting to talk about for a while. Drag queens.
Mate, if your day-to-day issues are surrounded by like fucking needing to talk about drag queens, you've probably not got much struggles going on in your life.
These two people are absolutely appalling.
How come?
I normally like hold back on a lot of what I say.
Oh, mate, these two are like two people that I've spoken about regularly just because every fucking time, like every week they come out with some insane shit.
Like, stop being an awful person. It's like, let people dress up how they want to dress up, all right?
And the fact that it has become so mainstream, it is so popular, it is something that we're told children should be exposed to. It will give them sexual diversity, opportunity. You know, their young minds are so moldable and we want to shape them in the right way.
Man, I'm sorry, but no fucking person is saying that. Like maybe like one or two. And again, it comes down to the whole thing of like, yeah, there are bad people in every community. But it's like, mate, if you're taking that and being like, oh, they're all saying it, it's like, are you a dickhead?
She just said that parents are saying kids should be exposed to this. Like, imagine you're like 6 years old at home, you just had your dinner, and you're like, can I be excused to go play fucking Wii bowling or whatever? I don't know.
Sorry.
Wah! And then, right, they're like, can I go play Wii bowling? No. You're not, because
I'll go to a fucking drag race.
It's like, we're watching an hour of RuPaul's tonight.
He goes, no, fucking bang on the door. It's RuPaul. He's turned up. We're having some serious education today.
Let me just sit you down and talk about some woke shit.
Realistically, like 9 times out, like not even 9 times out of 10, 99.9999% of parents are not doing this shit.
These people are fucking terrified that like every like child out there is just gonna grow up to dress as a woman.
It's like, who cares this much? Just like, you need to get a grip. Just get a fucking grip of yourself. Just for one, they know what. Wait, maybe they don't. Maybe they're actually convinced the shit's going on. But it's like, if you're watching this right now, it's sad because I know their name, Bethany Beard and Christian Clark. This isn't happening, and you need to chillax.
Just fucking calm down, all right? I don't think people should have scrunchies on their wrists all the time.
Minds are so moldable and we want to shape them in the right way. In fact, something happened recently in our own backyard.
She's about to go, some fucking ugly ass, nasty smelling cat came into my backyard.
No. We're not bringing Doodles into another clip. Doodles did not break in to go to find
Doodles shouting God defines motorbike.
Fucking RuPaul fucking kicked down their door. He just fucking launched Doodles the cat.
Why is she putting up so many barriers about this? Just get to the point. You just want to talk about Doodles. You don't care about drag queens. You're using them as a scapegoat for your hatred for shit-smelling cats.
And I should say, just for the clip, a little small bit of context. Doodles is my cat that ended up on a farm who used to stink of shit, took a big stinky dump on my dad's motorbike, and after that, never saw the cat again. And Doodles traditionally did smell of big smelly poos. He could be considered at some form of a nuclear weapon.
Fucking biohazard.
and RuPaul fucking threw him into Go Define's backyard. And this is the event they're speaking about. Big Doodles as stinky pooey fur. Mate, Doodles just needs to we need to stop bringing him up.
Do you know what I like?
What?
I spend every Sunday coming here. Sometimes I spend about 7 hours traveling in total on a Sunday just to hear you talk about cat shit to me.
My stinky fucking cat who reeks of poo. Well, he reeked of poo. I like to believe that if you've watched the previous clip, you will know that yes, Doodles is now living a fine life on Jeffree Star's yak farm, stinking of shit.
And if you clicked on this video thinking you were going to hear about Gold Define talking about drag queens, I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah, you are silly for thinking you
silly.
were.
You're silly to think we've both got the attention span to stay on track with our topics because we haven't.
In Texas, I whacked myself in the face. Okay. We're from San Antonio, so not too far away, Dallas, Texas. This was in the news a lot, so you probably heard about it, but there was a big drag show, and it was literally titled Drag the Kids to Pride, a family-friendly drag show. That's how it was advertised.
Yeah, but this is implying that all drag is sexual. The reality is it's just somebody dressing up as...
No, it's not sexual, is it?
It can be sexual, but it's not.
No,
and like, I think if there is like a big event of where they are coming to these events, there's probably not going to be. In some cases, there are obviously going to be some bad things here and there, but for the most part, it's just somebody dressing up in a different way to the norm.
People aren't putting on RuPaul's Drag Race to bash one out, are they?
The thing I don't get is where's the fucking videos of these people speaking about like pageants and stuff? There aren't. And pageants, beauty pageants have done far more damage to this world than fucking drag.
I would say this. Beauty pageants are fucking crime and they're genuinely harmful and they paint kids in a really weird
because,
light.
Mate, you are... No, firstly, drag is an adult, it's typically dressing up, whereas in those cases, it's a fucking kid dressing up, and you got some creepy old pedo rating them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it, you're a pedo if you're a fucking judge at one of those things.
Oh, she did a nice 12.
Oh, mate, it is actually grim, but they're not gonna do a video about that because I hate to sound like a fucking political YouTuber, but it's not a part of their agenda. It's just not. But it's like they really don't care. Like, look, honestly, what is the difference between somebody doing fucking fancy dress? It's really
honestly, it's like, where in the Bible does it say thou shalt not dress as woman?
And basically, they were saying this is the ultimate family-friendly drag show. Come, bring your family, bring your little kids. We're gonna have drag performers in a nightclub, by the way. There's going to be dancing, and they even said, in fact, we're going to have 5 spots open for kids to join the stage to dance with the drag performers.
I love that they're trying to hype it up like it's this horrific thing where it's like kid dances.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay. And it's also like with the whole nightclub thing, I mean, it's a room. Like, it's...
Yeah, the fact that it's a nightclub means nothing because a nightclub is only a nightclub at night when they're clubbing.
Yeah, when there is like specifically like people are absolutely fucked off their tits.
Yeah, exactly, innit? It's like, I went to a gig last night. It's called a fucking venue, but it is also a nightclub. Sometimes it's a restaurant,
mate,
and sometimes it's a cafe.
Mate, it's not like these kids are going to be doing fucking keys and shit. Like keys are fucking MDMA and stuff.
That's not what's happening, is it?
It's just like, mate, they have advertised it as family friendly. It's fucking family friendly. You're trying to make it sound like something so much worse. And like, again, there are like, if they made videos again complaining about pageants and stuff, but like throughout, like a lot, honestly, you can go back to a kid's movie and you can, when you're older, realize that there were some like certain innuendos in the like jokes and stuff in those movies, which are, pretty explicit without even realizing. But it's like people don't complain about that shit. It's just when a bloke, and usually in a lot of drag stuff, I believe a lot of people who do drag are like, part of the LGBTQ plus community. And it's like, I think the main reason people are complaining about it is probably just to platform their hatred, using some cases of, yes, there has been bad things here and there. But again, as we said a million times, in what fucking like community or what fucking anything is there not a bad person?
And I'd also like to say with Christianity.
Yeah, right? Christianity. The typically wonderful thing which never anything bad has come out with.
All I'm saying is Christians haven't been known to dress up in a certain way and commit atrocities, have they?
And also...
and that's the thesis.
I'm not saying anything about the Catholic Church, but there has definitely been a few things involving... Like, you could, honestly, can you really sit there and say, I'm worried about this group of people doing things with kids when you're a Christian? Like, look, if you're a Christian, I'm not saying you are all doing that. Just like I'm not saying all fucking drag queens are doing that. But they are implying that all drag queens are doing that. And by taking their logic and applying it to their own religion, we can say, look at all those big nonce priests, like,
and Mr. Blobby is at the forefront of it all.
Mr. Blobby is a fucking pedo. I don't care what anyone says. He fucking is. And I will die on this hill. Look at him, man. Yeah. That man is too blobby to not.
he's blobbing about too much, isn't he?
And again,
he's past the blobby quota.
And just like we said in the previous thing, he's not blobbying up kids, he's blobbying up little blobbies.
Little blobbies. And he's probably bumming yaks as well, but that's for a different clip.
And maybe even doodles.
Doodles.
God rest his soul. I feel like we should, there were some other videos being like, this is where these guys just chat utter fucking codswallop.
Absolute codswallop, mate.
Are married Christian influencers too pro-sex now? Why do you fucking care? Like, who cares?
So their entire brand is they're just angry at stuff.
They're just angry at people who love putting their Richmonds and in certain areas.
I feel like if you were like, you know, friends with them or I don't know, in a relationship with them, you couldn't say anything to them without them getting a bit arsey with you.
Yeah, I don't even know what's said in this video, but I can guarantee you in the first 15 seconds we are going to pause and just say something fucking stupid.
Welcome to another car conversation. It's Bethany here. I have honestly been trying to find somewhere with good lighting for this video, and as you can see, we have not found it.
Probably because you're in a fucking car, mate.
Why don't you fucking edit your videos better, you fucking... not fucking having it anymore.
Mate, you just got a fucking mask off.
So we're just gonna go for it and call it a day. So there was I don't know what you call it, an article, something that came out on BuzzFeed about me and my husband, I guess.
Why would you keep that in your video that you don't know what a fucking news article is? That's well embarrassing.
But this is the thing, mate. This is what they do. They'll see one headline and they'll be like, "Oh my fucking god, the world's ended."
Yeah.
It's like no different to when you know how you get like stereotypical bald men who read the Daily Mail and like, "Fuck me, the world's ended." You know what I mean?
Also, her source is BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
It's like she's getting angry. She's probably going to upload a video tomorrow that's like, "I just found out I'm in the Slytherin house."
Mate, after all these years, I thought I was a common muggle. And I'm going to fucking Hogwarts.
You're not a wizard, Bethany. You're just a dick.
So this article on BuzzFeed came out, which I found honestly comical because I'm like, BuzzFeed has like tons of they have like 13 million followers on Facebook. I don't even know what else. That's just what I saw in other places. They're like a massive, I don't know what they are. Like, I don't know what they do, but they just like release stories and gossip and like whatever.
She seems well informed.
I'm making this entire video speaking about this article. Don't fucking know what they do though.
She's like, "Well, here's one for you. Well, yeah, you know. Well, yeah, you know. Well, yeah, you know. Well, you should have gone Specsavers, Jeff." Do you know what this entire video is like?
What?
You see that meme where that kid's like, when you believe that you can, when you can do anything.
That you do.
It's just fucking gobbledygook, isn't it? It's absolute word salad. It's like she's playing Wordle with herself.
And so they released this whole story about my husband and I in this video that we created on Instagram, and I'll link it below so you can see it. And the whole point of the article was basically like these Christian influencers who used to be like so pro abstinence, don't have sex, get married, and then seem to be making these kind of like sexual jokes or, you know, kind of sexy videos.
I really want her to do a video where she talks about buddies being the face of the Antichrist.
I am actually wearing like an Antichrist,
Yeah, there you are.
an Antichrist cross.
The problem with doodles.
Mate, I want to know what Bethany fucking Beard thinks about Doodles, the poo-smelling cat.
She probably hears that story and just fucking sits in her room and cries herself to sleep.
She
And
fucking-
just thinking about the state of the world.
She gets to a fucking Toyota Civic, just drives down.
Toyota Civic.
She said-
That's a Honda brand.
Oh, sorry, a Honda Civic. And she says, "I'm sorry about the lighting, but I just can't fucking handle it anymore." Doodles fucking stinks of shit. I don't know what to do anymore.
The car's like Ron Weasley's and she just flies off to Hogwarts to be a Slytherin. Eating a nomming on it.
Fuck are you saying?
No.
Nomming on a pumpkin pastry. Pastry.
Fucking cramming chocolate frogs into her mouth. Starts throwing up fucking slugs or whatever it was.
She becomes fucking addicted to pumpkin juice.
And butterbeer. Just fucking spends her days drinking pints with Hagrid.
And fucking Dobby. Dobby and fucking mate, they're like, we're doing a collaboration today. And today we're going to be speaking about why fucking gay people suck. And we brought along, we fucking brought along the best man of the hour to speak about this shit. Dobby the house elf and his 13-inch schlong.
Dobby do be packing though. He do be packing.
Dobby really do be packing. Fucking packing hatred more like
Packing. Dobby, that schlong is filled with absolute obscenities. Terrible worldviews. You really need to be more tolerant. Now get out of that fucking basement, you weird cunt. I'm glad you died. You dickhead.
Fucking big dubs in a chat for Bella Street Slate.
Take your fucking potato sack jumper and fucking fuck off.
And your stupid fucking stinky socks. They're like shit anyway, Dobby.
I'd rather spend the night sniffing Doodle's arsehole than have to spend 1 minute talking to you and your horrible views.
Has happened here? What the fuck have you been saying? Have you had a whiff of Dobby's finest butter? Buddy, fucking Dobby's finest vape. Dobby and Blinky the house elf have been fucking rolling up a little spleef and they've given you a little toke.
Huffing Dobby all day.
Dobby's big pipe.
Why do we keep insinuating Dobby is packing pipe?
Dobby, we have come to the conclusion today that Dobby the house elf is fucking chronically homophobic. And he also has a massive fucking package and he's going to be making multiple collaborations with Go to Find.
I'm actually speechless, mate.
We're going to have to conclude this by saying Dobby the house elf is a horrible human being. Do you reckon JK Rowling's going to sue us? Because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if her views line up with Go to Find.
No, I really do not like JK Rowling as a person.
She's
and I just would like to say to everyone that has made it this far in the podcast, please come back next week.
Yeah, we don't really. I am putting this into a clip because I think Dobby the house elf. We've exposed him today. We've exposed him and Go to Find the truth behind Dobby. Dobby, mate, is actually the real fucking Pope. The current, whatever his name is, Pope Benedict the fucking 70th. He is just a puppet for Dobby the house elf.
He gets into his bed and he just shapeshifts.
It's a fucking Dobby.
And his little potato sack.
So what was Dobby doing in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when he was bouncing on Harry's bed? Master must go back to Hogwarts. Master must go to the Catholic Church. Oh, that actually was I thought it was a pretty good impression.
That's pretty good.
Oh God, no. We're gonna conclude this by saying, who gives a shit what somebody dresses up like? If I want to dress up like a glizzy, I'm gonna dress up like a glizzy.
I'm all for the glizzy dressing.
Yeah,
and the best dressing to have for your glizzy is HP sauce.
Yeah, and Matt, honestly, I've been having light mayo recently. Been thoroughly enjoying it, and I've also been not enjoying this Go to Find video where we're gonna end this clip by saying, if you watch this, I apologise. Are you thoroughly disappointed that we didn't get into doing our five-a-side team today?
I'm gutted about the five-a-side and I'm gutted about the stew.
We haven't done stew today and we haven't done five-a-side because we've spoken longer than we actually thought we would about these clips. But next week we will go over a new stew video and we'll also get into our YouTuber celebrity five-a-side team, which Aiden is very intent on doing.
I'm very excited.
He wanted to do it last week, he wanted to do it this week, but we haven't quite got there.
Right. I don't get a say in anything that goes on here.
No, he does not. Especially after this fucking Dobby fear.
I'll be lucky if I'm sitting in next week.
We're gonna come back. And this fucking Dobby the house, I'll stare me down with fucking nude. You got Dobby, Doodles, and Bethany Beer. I didn't JK Rowling. I think we're gonna wrap it up there and say thanks for listening to whatever this was once
Thank
again.
you, and we'll catch on Flippity Flip.
Yeah, follow us on Spotify. People actually listen to on there. Don't know why. If I forget to upload it again this week for the first day, I apologise.
And Apple Podcasts.
Apple Music, that's I think, or Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called. And Twitter account, which is Buddies Pod, I believe.
Buddies Pod.
We've got some cool fan art. I just wanted to actually show that out. It was fucking really cool to see. It was really good. Spent way too much time on that, I think, for this heap of shit. But no, this podcast is elite. People want introspective debates. We're not doing it. Noodles the stinky poo cat. That's what we're going to do on. Thanks for watching. And
see you later.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Have a nice week.